Up with KREM begins now.
Good morning. It's 6 o'clock here on your Wednesday morning. Welcome to Up with KREM and streaming on KREM 2 Plus. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to get right over to our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick, because things are changing today, right, Thomas?
Yep, back to normal. And I know, Nicole, you've been wanting the summer heat to return, but but it was nice to also get a couple days off, just a little bit of a break in what can oftentimes be almost the endless summer season, it seems. But today we are back to our normal temperatures, 57 for our currents. That's our low for the day. Will be about 87 for the high, which, by the way, matches the average high exactly for today. So plenty warm out there. We'll definitely have to use the AC without the heat getting too carried away at the moment. But the 90s will make a return by the end of this week, and certainly by the end of the month as well.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact right now from I-90 and Sprague there, just at the curve before people are entering and leaving Spokane and Spokane Valley. Overall, not a bad start to the morning commute. The sun is up and people are out moving. No major problems to report at this hour. We'll keep you updated here on Up with KREM.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022, enter the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder?
Yes.
In just 2 hours, Bryan Kohberger returns to court for his sentencing after pleading guilty to the murders of 4 University of Idaho students.
It's been almost 3 years since Kaylee Consalvis, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin died. Today, their families will be able to get the chance to address the man who admitted to killing them. This morning, sentencing starts at 8 o'clock. We will have it live here on KREM 2 and on KREM 2 Plus.
We have team coverage this morning with a look back at the timeline of the case and a preview of what to expect at the sentencing.
We start with KREM 2's Amanda Rowley. She's live outside the Ada County Courthouse this morning. So, Amanda, what's happening there right now?
Yeah, good morning. Well, right outside the Ada County Courthouse, we are just shoulder to shoulder with other members of the media. Behind me are the doors, the main entrance to the courthouse. That's where everyone has started to line up, hoping for a seat in the courtroom. Take a look. I want to give you a look at what we saw earlier today as far as the line. I want to give you some perspective on that. Last time we were here, the line to get into the courtroom may be extended through the ramp, but today it's extended past the ramp and around the side of the courthouse. I've checked in with some of those folks who are in line. It's a mix of members of the media as well as YouTubers, TikTokers. I did see a few University of Idaho students who are here in line, here to support those 4 students who were killed. And we are expecting this sentencing to last all day. Prosecutors are expecting it to wrap up in 1 day. However, the judge has scheduled it for 2 days to give time for the families to share their victim impact statements, as well as others who want to show their support. Tim and Nicole?
Yeah, so Amanda, real quick, what exactly are we expecting to happen in the courtroom as we see it lasting all day?
Yeah, so once this hearing gets underway, we are expecting the attorneys to come forward and present their recommended sentence to the judge. As we know, there is a plea deal that Bryan Kohberger agreed to that takes the death penalty off the table. So right now he faces 4 consecutive counts of life in prison. After that, we do expect to hear from victims' families. They'll be, for the first time, able to face Bryan Kohberger and tell the judge just how immensely great this loss has been and how it's impacted their lives. The judge will then make a ruling on this, on the sentencing for Bryan Kohberger. We could hear from Bryan Kohberger. That's the allocution. He may make a statement, he may not. We have heard from other folks asking for him to share his motive or the reasoning behind why he did this, but we don't know. We'll find out in the courtroom. We do expect to hear from the victims' families. I do know that the Chapin family say that they are planning to not be here in Boise today, but who knows? We could hear a statement that they read by the prosecutor. So we'll find that out in that hearing today.
Yeah, Amanda Rowley reporting in Boise for us this morning. Although Kohberger has entered a guilty plea and the judge accepted it, that does not necessarily mean his sentence is set in stone.
During the plea hearing earlier this month, Judge Stephen Hippler said he is not bound by that plea agreement. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy has more to every story, explaining what goes into a judge's sentencing decision.
The death penalty's now off the table. There are still unknowns as we approach Bryan Kohberger's sentencing. Judge Stephen Hippler has discretion in this punishment phase, but University of Idaho law professor and former criminal defender Samuel Newton says judges don't often deviate from the recommended sentence.
I think a sentencing like this is easier for a judge. You know, you're not thinking about letting this person out.
The signed agreement recommends 4 life sentences, running one after another.
It's like the judge is going to hear all the bad things he did, all the bad things about him, and also hear maybe mitigating reasons that might help explain why he should give a lesser sentence.
The defense can call people to speak in a defendant's favor, experts or psychiatrists, or more personal character witnesses.
You know, have family members. Oh, he's expressed remorse to me. He's talked about this.
Newton says another person we may hear from, Kohberger himself. Monday, President Donald Trump posted he hopes the judge makes Kohberger explain why he committed the murders.
The President of the United States can say you have to speak, but you have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Defendants have the right to allocute or speak to the judge or even address victim families. But Newton says it's entirely up to defendants what they say, if they speak at all. No matter what happens, Newton expects this to be an emotional and difficult day in court.
These are the worst sentencings to go to and to participate in because of the grief of the family and the grief of the loss, and there's nothing a court can do to make any of it right. You come out feeling very dissatisfied.
Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Xana Kernodle. Ethan Chapin. Kaylee Gonçalves. Madison Mogan.
It's those 4 names we want to pause and remember this morning. It has been a long 2.5 years for the families and the community seeking justice. In our next half hour, we honor each of the Idaho 4.
And again, the sentencing is scheduled to start at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll have it live on air and on KREM 2 Plus, which you can download for free on your TV. It has been almost a month now since the ambush on Canfield Mountain that killed 2 firefighters and seriously injured a third.
Now, for the first time, we're learning more about the suspect from law enforcement. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live in the newsroom for us now. Brandon, tell us more about what details came out from this investigation and press conference.
Yeah, good morning, Tim, Nicole. Well, in his press conference yesterday, Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris confirmed the attack was planned, revealing that investigators found several drawings left behind by the suspect depicting the scene and also a goodbye letter to his father. In that letter, 20-year-old Wes Rowley wrote he was going into battle, and if he were to survive, it would be, quote, be with utmost dishonor. Sheriff Norris also shared that earlier this year in May, Rowley entered a fire station and asked about how to become a firefighter, but he became agitated with the process and left frustrated. The U.S. military also confirmed that Rowley tried to join the Army in Arizona in August of 2023 and again between June 24 and April 2025 over in Hayden. But he failed to follow through on task and appointments, eventually being disqualified. According to Sheriff Norris, one of the drawings found also depicts Rowley holding a gun to his head.
Pump shotgun, butt on the ground, the barrel here, and he pulls the trigger.
In this press conference, Norris did state the investigation is still active. We have that full press conference on our website, along with details from this investigation so far. You can find that information, again, on KREM.com. Reporting in the newsroom, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
New info about the Clover fire near Naples, Idaho. The Idaho Department of Lands says a metal trash can with hot ashes inside sparked the fire. It started last Sunday, July 13th. Our news partners at the Bonner County Daily Bee say a groundskeeper at the RV Blue Lake RV was going from campsite to campsite, collecting ash and putting it into the trash can. Some of it spilled into a field and ignited the grass. The fire ended up burning 30 acres.
Post-game fireworks after a WSU baseball game are common during the season. While some community members enjoy them, there is concern they can be scary for some, like children and the elderly. It's why Pullman City Council member Nathan Weller proposed the idea of letting the community know about the fireworks going off by using the city's social media account. Weller says this is a compromise to make sure fireworks can still happen, while also making sure community members know when fireworks are expected and when they are not. A public hearing on how fireworks will operate is scheduled for August 12th.
This morning at 10 o'clock, the Spokane Indians and Les Schwab will be at Lower Lincoln Park. They'll be cleaning and fixing up the ballpark there. This is part of the Community Field Project, which the Indians do every year to restore at least one baseball or softball field here in the area. Last year, the team helped fix the field at Medical Lake High School and the field at Grant Park.